here from Emmanuel Sanders on the bomb from Jimmy G. A 46-yard catch on 3rd and 16. And then Robbie, as good as gold here, right here with the game-winning kick, 34-31. And listen,
time.
It has been a day, and the games have been amazing all through it. So let's take a look now at the playoff picture, how everything stands after this triple header. So as I said, the 49ers, they are that 1 seed until tomorrow, at least, 12-3. The Rams have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. The Vikings also clinched with the Niners win.
Cool.
Yeah, so this all sets up a massive Week 17 game against the Niners and the Seahawks for the division.
That's
gonna
be cool.
I know it's going to be. I love when it comes down to the final week of the season. It's awesome. So, what did you like from what you saw out there tonight from the Niners?
Well, first of all, with the 49ers, being in these type of games, I think for me builds character. You've been in these tough games, in these hostile environments, whether it's the Ravens or whether it's the Saints, in a game like this. This is how you have to play in the playoffs. You got to weather storms, momentum storms. You got to fight back. You got to make adjustments. You can't get down when bad things happen, which the Rams jumped on them early. They never quit, and they just fought to the very, very end. That's the true sign of a great football team, and that will carry you into the playoffs.
One of the things I learned that you use the word storm. And when you look at this foundation for the San Francisco 49ers, in this storm, they've showed some leaks. In those leaks, number 36, Harris, 23, Witherspoon, giving up 17 receptions, 221 yards to Woods and Tyler Higbee. Those guys have to solidify the back end. They have a powerful, very good front seven. However, Richard Sherman, we know what he brings to the table. But on the other side, these guys really did not play up to the expectations and really became liabilities in this ball game for the Los Angeles Rams.
That's a great point. When you watch the 49ers, and I've been saying this since the beginning, the way to exploit them is to move the pocket. They play a zone, they only rush 4. They don't really blitz. But the way to get positive plays, production down the field, and we saw it the entire first half and some in the second half. It's move the pocket, the sprint plays, the boots, the 258s, all those different things, the misdirection type plays. They give up the edge, they lose contain, they're undisciplined in that fashion. Teams that have been able to do that, the Ravens, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and now the Rams, which they still won, shows a little vulnerability on this defense.
Well, let's take a look here at the Niners' final drive here, how it all went down for them, because I thought we were probably going to go to overtime, to be honest here, and it didn't happen because they came up big in a lot of spots. Jimmy G obviously getting sacked there, but other than that, they made some massive plays down here down the stretch.
They made some massive plays, but I can tell you what, Jimmy G is holding the ball all day
Saw the
long.
one play across
I mean, it's almost he has to wait to see if a guy is wide open. You can't go into the playoffs doing that. I mean, I saw some plays that I was just like, throw the ball.
Sometimes, though, it worked out, like on the Kittle touchdown where he extended it. But, yeah, it wasn't always the case.
You don't extend the play if the guy is butthole naked.
No.
You can't extend it.
No, you don't.
I'm sorry.
You're
but
ridiculous.
Hey, listen.
I'm sorry. It's been late. I'm sorry. I mean, you cannot wait and hold the ball when a guy is open.
Right.
Wide open.
Well, so the Niners, they won tonight. They are the winners. And Jimmy G caught up with Pam Oliver. So let's hear what he had to say after the game.
Boy, you guys are the cardiac kids, Jimmy. Tell me what this feels like.
Yeah, it was a very up and down game. Defense stepped up, huge. I mean, making huge plays. It was just a battle. I mean, these guys, it's a great team, so it was a fun game tonight.
It was a battle. So how does this game set you guys up for going to Seattle?
You know, it's just it's another good test for us. I think we've had a lot of good tests these last couple weeks. Just another one, and I'm glad we got the W tonight.
Walk me through the play to Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, he had the post on it. Safety kind of overplayed the under route, had a shot at it. I just wanted to get it out there for him.
I just sent you to Seattle. Are you mad at me?
It's all right.
Okay. Go get toe up. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Pam. So, look, things worked out, obviously, for the Niners and Jimmy G, but the defense there at some points, what did you see from them on the San Francisco side of the ball?
Well, on the San Francisco side for the 49ers, what I did see was, like I said, whenever the quarterback or they called these move the pocket plays, they struggled. Guys were wide open. They lost the one-on-ones. The coverage, when you're dropping 7 guys, you're supposed to have multiple guys covered or getting double teamed. But these plays right here, for whatever reason, throws the 49ers defense out. You see right here, Gurley running around the outside. You got to be able to contain not only the running game, but the quarterback when they move the pocket. Now, fortunately, they won't face a lot of these type of quarterbacks until next week. They see Russell Wilson again. They'll use some of these plays. They'll get some of these read options, zone runs, boot throwbacks, 258 sprint pass plays. They'll do some of this because they have the quarterback to do it. So they got to just watch that and be careful of that going forward.
The points per game allowed, the splits are, we talked about it a little bit in one of the many pregame shows we did today. Right. But when you look at the points per game allowed, 13 allowed in the first 8 and then 27 in the last 7. So there's a stark difference there. And injuries and schedule obviously play into it.
It's starting to become alarming. Because one of the things that I watched in the game that I kept seeing over and over, the San Francisco 49ers play a great zone coverage. They do a great job. However, one of the things that's been going on is as the quarterback or maybe the D linemen don't get back there and the quarterback is moving in the pocket, buying extra time, those guys are covering areas. However, there aren't guys in that space. So when guys are leaking off to the right, the linebackers are now just watching the quarterback.
Right.
And they're watching his eyes. However, that defender now is behind him off to the right or off to the left. So now they're covering areas with no one there. So they're starting to expose the areas in the zone that are open. That is a concern because teams are going to look at that and they're going to say, okay, what do you guys call that defensively? They call them plaster plays where they're moving around and they're not keeping their eyes on their luggage. That could be a problem.
Right. And in playoff, when you talk about the playoffs, teams are going to take what you don't do as well, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to write it down, they're going to jot it, and they're going to log it and use it against you. So I guess when you're a well-coached team, you're going to look at tape. Like Silas is going to look at tape and say, hey, guys, in these games, we've been vulnerable. We have to do a better job at this. When they move the pocket or where the pocket moves or offensive players move in those spaces, we got to stop staring at the quarterback or coming up. And we got to plaster or get to our man. And we got to find where the football is going or find the nearest man to us because in those zones, you don't really move. You go to an area, but the players move. And that's what makes it difficult. Mm-hmm.
Well, this all sets up an incredible Week 17 next week. Everything leads up to this, and you can see the playoff picture here. But, look, they will be playing next week for the division, the 1 seed, and I'm just wondering when you look at these two teams and how they match up, what do you see? What stands out to you?
Can I just say this real quick, how important this game is, Week 17? Right now, the 49ers are in the 1 seed, right? If they lose this game, they go to the 6th seed. Because they lost to Atlanta, Minnesota beat Atlanta. So they go to the 6th seed, not the 5th seed. They will be on the road playing in Lambeau against the Packers if they lose this football game. That's the dramatic. That's how drastically this thing changes. So this is how important. This is really their playoff. This is a huge game for them. You don't want to be on the road going to Lambeau
Who would you rather face? I mean, take the Cowboys or Eagles.
I want to be at home with a bye. The number 1 seed with a bye playing in nobody. That's what they want to do.
So have they played well enough the last 2 weeks to win in Seattle?
Here's the problem that I see as a concern. When you go and break down a season into 4 quarters like they do, the first half of the season with the San Francisco 49ers, you saw a certain team. Now you're seeing a different certain team. My real question is, which 49ers team are they now? Are they the team in the last couple of weeks of habits of giving up big plays, not paying attention to keeping your eyes on your luggage, not containing the edge and allowing guys to run in between the tackles, guards, all over the place?